Candace Parisi, and this is a question and answer format. I'm here every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time doing Psychic Wednesday, psychic readings, and mediumship. I had a little bit of a hard time getting on here today because I'm not sure why, as a matter of fact, but thank you so much for being here. I'm going to, hi, Jeannie, hi, Carmen, hi, Lori, hi, Linda. Let me see here. I don't really know how to do that. Hi, Sherry, hi, Chrissy, hi, Heather, hi, Barbara. How's everybody doing? Good, well, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Hi, Erica, hi, Tracy, hi, Maya, hi, Donna, hi, Lynn, hi, Nancy. Hello, hi, Judy. Good, I'm glad you found me. Hi, Rochelle, hi, Beverly. The other thing, the other little link didn't work, so yeah, I'm learning. Hi, Mark, hi, Carrie, hi, Beverly. How is everybody doing? Good, well, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. And if this is your first time here, I'm Psychic. My name is Candace Parisi. I did? Oh, that's interesting, Maya. I'm learning. I don't know why. Hi, Vicky. Ah. Oh, good. You found how to share? How do you do that? How do you do that? Oh, I see. There's like a share button, but I'm afraid like if I touch it, I'm going to disappear. And so I'm just not going to do it. Here, maybe if I do this. No. I'm not going to do it. Hi, Dee. Oh, thank you for sharing, Lori. Yes, hi, Jen. How's everybody doing today? Oh, okay, cool. Thank you. What does this do? Nope, don't want to do that. Oh, hi, Sarah. Hi, Cherry. Hi, Ashley. How's everybody doing? Oh, hello, Lynn. Cool emojis. Hi, Jody. Good. Hi, Red Panda. Hi, Tiffany. Oh, good. Welcome. Good. I'm going to give you guys a minute to show up because the link that I was supposed to go live on didn't work for some reason. That's why I was a couple minutes late. So, hi, Chrissy. So I want to make sure that everybody can get here. This is going to be our mug tonight. Okay. David says I'm pretty. He calls me a pretty baby, huh, David? All right, David. I'm just gonna do that, David. Thank you, David. Thank you for calling me a pretty baby. And see you later. Hi, Mary. Oh, good. Oh, Nick thinks I'm very beautiful too. Hey, Nick. Thank you so much. See you later. Oh, good. Hello. Good. Well, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. I'm trying to be really diligent in catching like weird stuff, just in case, I want this to be an environment where it's very loving and caring and makes sense to what we're up to here. And so I'll try to always catch like weird stuff. But if I don't, hi, Suzanne. I can't wait to talk to you. Yeah, Lori says she's going to have to post her number. You might. Hi, Fiona. How are you? I loved talking to you the other day. Yeah, Lori, there's apparently. Oh, good. Well, thank you so much for being here. Okay, I'm going to get started. I am going to... Oh, man. That's disgusting. What's in here? Oh, you know what I did? It's coffee, and then I poured water in it. But it's there was lemon in the water, so now I have lemon coffee. So cheers to that. And so that's disgusting. I'm gonna be using the Medieval Tarot, and I've got a really interesting story about this tarot. Then I'm going to be choosing every 25th person starting in the middle. And at the end, I'm going to pull a card for everybody here. So thank you. Thank you so much for being here. And and thank you so much, Dean, for telling us about that. And, if, thank you, Lori. Good. I'll try to stay on top of it, but it might be impossible. And I'm going to be using the Medieval Tarot. I'm going to pull a card for everybody at the end. And if there is any questions that you have, please feel free to ask anything at all. Any loved ones. Hi, Grace. I love you too. Hi, Christine. Ah, hi. Ah, yes. Any loved ones, anybody at all, anything, any questions you have, please feel free to ask. And at the end, I'll pull a card for everybody here. While you're showing up, Lori says that you can share this. So if you want to share it out into the world, that'd be great. If you haven't already subscribed, that'd be wonderful. I'm here every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So you would get, you would get notified. You know what I'm figuring out? Someone told me the other day, somebody who is, actually a handful of people who are prominent in doing, YouTube lives are like, let me give you some suggestions. And one of their suggestions is, you should have a moderator. And that moderator can watch the comments and make sure there's no weird comments. And I said, oh, I don't need that. That's silly. And it might not be silly. It might be something to think about. So I'm going to think about that. I'm going to think about that so that I'm not sitting here looking for weird comments. So I'm all done looking for weird comments. So if there is a weird one, just let me know. While you're showing up and while you are, and while you are asking your questions, I will also share. Done, Lori. There you go. Thank you. Yes, thank you. I appreciate it. You were hired for that. I no longer want to pay attention to that, and I appreciate you. You are hired, and yeah. And so I love you very much, and I will 100% reach out to you and thank you personally. Thank you so much. Oh, good. And thank you so much, Lori, for moderating. Okay, I'm gonna stop staring at the comments. And so I want to get started. I'll tell you the story about these cards at the end. So that I can get started and start doing readings with you. Thank you, Erica. My dad is super cute. So I'll tell you the story. This is the first deck, the first kind of cards I ever learned how to use when I was 19 years old. And I love this deck. If you're looking for a tarot deck, the Medieval Scampini tarot deck. It's an Italian tarot deck. My last name is Parisi. I'm Italian, and so this is a great tarot deck if you're looking for something that has like a medieval. I think they're just cool. And my very first teacher who taught me tarot, she used this deck, and so I started using it as well at the beginning, and I love it. And so I'm going to be using that deck. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to ask, and I'll tell you the story about them at the end. Okay, good. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, I'm going to get to the middle first. I want to get to as many people as possible. I'm going to pick every 25th person. So please. Oh, Jean, I love talking to you today. Jean Sweeney, I love talking to you. I talked to you at 7 o'clock in the morning, my time this morning. We FaceTimed, and it was so nice. It was a great way to start my day. So thank you so much for being here. Yes, yes, good. Okay, good. Let me get right in the middle. All right. Oh, hello. Okay, here is the middle. Okay. Right here. Gary Williams wants to know who my husband is. That's a good question, Gary. Okay. All right. Right in the middle is Erica Duar. Hi, Erica Duar. Erica Duar says, when will I buy my home? Okay, I'm going to pull a card for you. Thank you so much for asking her question. She says, when will I buy my home? Okay. Good. All right, good. Let's see here. Hit the heart button if you're trying to buy a home or you feel like you're stuck and you've been trying to get out of your situation for a while and it feels difficult. Erica says, when will I buy my home? All right. Okay, Six of Wands. So, when it comes to your question, you do show up as your Six of Wands. So, you are in the last 3 months feeling like, holy moly, trying not to cuss. Holy moly, I feel very overwhelmed financially. I didn't think that I would feel this way. And so there is financial stress when it comes to that. For you, it's come to a place where it feels like, okay, well, how am I going to get out of this situation? And when I'm looking at you this year, you make a significant move, meaning you move farther away and you show up as feeling like you buy something that feels like something that makes you really happy. And so the financial insecurity that you're feeling right now shows up as temporary. You're the Six of Wands. You're going through that experience today, but it's not something that you're experiencing long term. And you do show up as 100% able to 100% able to buy a home and buy a home that feels like it's everything that you have been wanting. And so your guidance is very strong around, here inside of May. I think that you have the financial means before May, but you show up as, having to pack your life and figure it all out. And so you do show up as doing that, but it does take you a little bit of time to get there. And so in May, you show up as finding the thing you want and then making the shift. But in these last couple of months, it's felt shaky for you. It's felt like, oh no, but that's a temporary feeling for you. And you show up as getting out of it and being able to shift from where you live now. And so, good. Yes, you're very loved. I'm sending you lots of love. Thank you for asking your question. Good. All right, I'm going to get to the next person. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. And thank you so much for being here. Okay. Hello. Okay, let's see here. Thank you so much for, like every, like 12th, sixth question is like something wild. KFC is actually here. And KFC says that I should ditch my man, and if I'm with them, I would have fried chicken for life. So there's that. Thank you, KFC. I'm going to take that into consideration. Okay. Okay, 25 is Artistic Mom. Artistic Mom says, hi, Artistic Mom. She says, I have a daughter who's finishing school this year. Will she do well and further her studies, and will her boyfriend be around her? Okay, perfect. All right, I'm going to pull a card for you. Thank you so much for asking your question. Okay. I have a daughter who's finishing school this year. Will she do well and further her studies? And will she, with her husband or her boyfriend, be around? All right, perfect. All right. So, Ace of Swords. So the Ace of Swords is the thing that you start, you complete. And the Ace of Swords is a card of the beginnings. But the sword is the card of, completing real-time things in life. So solid as a table stuff, things that feel physical in our life. And so when it comes to your daughter, she does show up as finishing and this year, and she does show up as there's more continued education, so she doesn't feel all done. There does show up as more. And when I'm looking at her, she does show up as being able to have her boyfriend around. It does feel complicated when it comes to that situation. Doesn't show up as being around as often or something part-time. But definitely she finishes and continues her education more. So like, I don't know that she's I don't know that she's all done, and I think that she's figuring out that she's not all done. But for her, she shows up as being able to feel like that she finishes eventually all the way done, and she's able to utilize it in the future. So I think that she's doing everything right. Yes. God, well, thank you so much for asking your question. Okay, let me get to the next person. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. And thank you again so much for being here. Okay. It's nice to see you, Geraldine. Let's see. Okay. So, hello. Okay, let's see. Oh, Linda, I loved our reading today. You're so wonderful. Of course. Yes. Oh, you're welcome, Erica. Okay. Okay, 25 is Carmen Powers. Carmen Powers says, are there any messages for me tonight? How are you doing, Carmen? And I'm going to pull a card for you. Thank you so much for asking your question. She says, are there any messages for me tonight? All right, let's see what comes up for you, Carmen. Okay. 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 So, the Hermit. So, Carmen. Let's talk about interpersonal relationships. And so, your guidance is really strong around this year. You changing your mind about second chances. I think that you have done the second chances game for a long time. Hit the heart button if you're giving second chances all the time. There's nothing wrong with that sometimes. But for you, Carmen, you have had opportunity and have gone like backwards towards second chances that feel very much like there is that this year you want to pay attention to them. This year, especially in relationships, sometimes giving somebody a second chance is like giving them an extra bullet because they missed you the first time. Let me say it again. Sometimes giving somebody a second chance is like giving them an extra bullet in their gun because they missed you the first time. That's the kind of scenarios that seem to occur inside of your second chances. So you want to reevaluate that this year. You want to reevaluate the second chances part because you're changing how you value you. And in the past, you have felt there's insecurity around your value when it comes to like how valuable you are, which you're very valuable. And so, but in the past, it's been hard to find that value for you. And so because of, that, it makes it difficult for the other person to find value, right? But over these last, year and a half, you have worked really hard at remembering and finding your value. And so with that, you show up as having an opportunity to allow somebody and allow people in general into your life that treat you like you have value. And so I think that that is the thing to work on this year. Your guidance is really strong with an analogy around not doing the second chances thing. Sometimes that works for you. You give people the benefit of the doubt. You have a lot of hope for them, and sometimes you have a lot of hope for fixer-uppers that never fix her up. And so we just want to work on that part. But you show up as allowing yourself, if you don't do the second chance game, you allow yourself to have somebody in your life that you can have, people in your life that you can find a lot of value and that value you, which is what we're looking for. Yes. Good. Well, thank you so much for asking your question. Okay, I'm going to get to the next person. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. And thank you so much for being here. Oh, hello. Oh, thank you so much for subscribing. I appreciate you. Okay. Oh, you're welcome, Carmen. Okay. Okay, 25 is Suzanne Crabtree. Hi, Suzanne Crabtree. Suzanne Crabtree says, will I find happiness and will my kids call me or come see me? It's been a while and I'm not sure what they're thinking about me because of my situation. Okay, let's send lots of hearts and love to Suzanne Crabtree. She says, will I find happiness and will my kids call me or come see me? It's been a while and I'm not sure what they're thinking. Okay, I'm going to pull a card for you. I don't need to pull a card for you. There is a there's a woman who has passed away. She's a grandmother. She's your grandmother, and she's been passed away for a little while. But she's what advocates for you in your life. She's she's quite bossy and loud, so she's not gonna let me get away with not connecting to her. And she not that she cannot give, but you know, I want to make sure I'm connecting to her. And she says that your kids are being influenced. The way they feel about you is influenced by people in your life, and that they have a lot of assumptions when it comes to other people trying to like give them information about you or give your kids information about you that isn't true. And so you're kind of in this situation where other people have their ear, but you don't have their ear. And sometimes when other people don't like you or don't, when other people don't like you, they do stupid stuff. And so in this situation, it shows up as there are these couple of people who don't like you that are in your family or people that you have close around them show up as having influence about how they feel. So the problem is that long term, they don't reach out and they don't come by and they don't put in effort because they have a lot of assumptions that aren't true, and you don't have a voice, you know, when it comes to being able to express to them because they have somehow cut you out because of these relationships that aren't positive in your life but are in their life. And so your job is to definitely your job is to definitely continue to be open to them, because eventually this works out. They figure out that the other people are trying to manipulate your kids against you. I can't imagine how that feels, and I can feel how you feel, and it's terrible, right? And so, you know, this year it continues to happen. Into this next year, you have more. There's more communication, there's more connection, but it's a lot of unraveling things that aren't true. And but you know, it feels like that you're going to have opportunity to express and explain. And I think that your situation, even, you know, the situation you're in, is hard. It feels like that the problem here is that other people are talking poorly about you to your children, and they believe them, and they don't hear you, so they assume that they're telling the truth. Yes. And so I think that'll shift and change when we, you know, move into 2026, but for now it feels like it stays like this all year. So you do show up as having a relationship with your kids for almost the whole rest, you know, the rest of your life. It's just this year it's tricky. Yes, but they're going to be okay, and they're healthy, and they show up as loving you. They're just confused. All right, good. And your grandmother loves you. She's very protective of you. She's not, she says she's taking care of them. She's not going to let anything happen to them. And she's being your eyes and ears when you don't have eyes and ears on them right now. Okay, good. I'm sending you lots of love. And thank you for sending Suzanne lots of love. Okay. All right. I'm going to get to the next person. Thank you so much for being here and hanging out. And if you want to get a reading with me privately, you would go to travelingintuitive.com to book a session. I'd love to have a reading with you. Yes. I don't have a link in my description or anything like that, because when I tried to go live, when I tried to go live, it didn't let me, so I had to start over. Yes. Hello. Okay. So, okay. 25 is Sarah Suba. Suba. Szuba. Hi, Sarah Suba. Sarah Suba says, phew, I would love any direction on where to go and actions I could take to find career alignment and an end to unemployment. Hit the heart button if you have had that same experience. She says that she has unemployment and she would love some career direction to find alignment and end unemployment. Okay, I'm going to pull a card for you. Thank you so much for asking your question. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so there we go. The Popus. So when it comes to your question of, I don't have employment and I need employment and I want career direction, you do show up is staying unemployed until the end of March. At the end of March, you do show up as beginning the training of starting a job. Now, the job that you're starting doesn't show up as what you normally do or what you have normally done in the past. And so it feels like that you have like beat the pavement in every corner trying to get that sort of direction for yourself. It does show up as something that feels like an office job. It feels different. Feels like an office job. Feels like an office managing job or something that you have to learn how to do it. And you show up as learning some new skill. It does show up as not as much money as you were making before, but it shows up as something that gives you this moment of ease. You only have this job for what looks like around 7 months, and then you have another you go back to a career driven direction because you find something. But until that point, it feels like this is a good medium place. I thought median place, median, like the median is in the middle of the road. Median. It's a good median. You don't show up as long-term having suffering financially. You do show up as really loving what you finally do get to choose here into the fall. But until then, you have a job that feels like, all right, I feel like I have some security. And so until the end of March into April, you do show up as still in the looking period. I think that your guidance is trying to give you a lot of comfort inside of the difficult days. And there's already like you have like a whole lifetime of like anxiety around finances. So this is like triggering all that stuff. And so you just for your peace of mind, your guidance wants you to know that you're not going to be in a situation where you're not okay financially, and you do show up as being in a scenario where you feel like you are secure long term. And the job that you get into the fall, which is kind of the job that you actually want or you've been searching for and having a hard time getting, is the job that you keep and retire with. And so it's a long-term job. And so the short-term job is good and has its perks for the moment, just because it gets you out of this feeling of overwhelm. But and it feels like it's something that that it pops up in front of you. You don't have to do a lot of searching for it. I think it's even something that you have had some looking toward already, but it's in that office managing type position, which is not exactly what you want, but it does show up as paying for stuff. Yeah. And then in the fall, we have something that really like takes care of us long term. Yes. Good. Good. Well, thank you so much for asking your question. Okay. All right. Let me get to the next person. And thank you so much for being here. Ah, you're welcome, Sarah. Ah, yes, hello. Lauren Quirk, yes. Ah, oh, thank you, Nancy, for the gift. I appreciate you. Oh, good. I'm glad that was validation, Suzanne. Okay. Okay, let's see. Oh, there's so many wonderful people here. Hello. Okay. So good. Okay, and so 25 is Sarah Ruiz. I'm sorry, I have a hard time saying that word. Ruiz. How are you? This is a fucking easy. Oh, I'm not supposed to cuss. It is a very easy word. I finally did it. This is the third YouTube live, and you're not supposed to cuss on YouTube, and I just did it. Sarah. Jeez. Well, I mean, I feel like I made it a lot longer than I thought I was going to. Okay. Okay, she says, why is Lewis trying to keep my son from me? Why is Lewis trying to keep my son from me? Okay, good question. Let's send lots of love to Sarah. She says, why is Lewis trying to keep my son from me? Okay, I'm going to pull a card for you. Thank you so much for asking your question. Okay. Okay. Queen of Cups. So let's talk about it. And so the situation feels extra weird, Sarah, because you know already that he's not real super interested in being a functional dad. He's not super interested in doing much for anybody else but himself. He does show up as he is intentionally doing that, or in keeping him at a distance, or doing this game because he's trying to punish you or punish something when it comes to you. He shows up as being having some mental health stuff. And when I'm looking at the situation, your son shows up as just fine, but I would have a conversation with a lawyer. I'd have a conversation with the lawyer. Feels like it's a behavior that's going to continue. And if you don't have somebody representing you inside the behavior is going to continue. And so feels very much like the person feels free to be able to do whatever they want, and they aren't actually. And so your job is to do something about it. And I think that if you can, they show up as not having that ability to do that. And so it doesn't show up as because of some hurtful reason toward the kid. It shows up as trying to hurt you. And so you just want to make sure that you're represented, inside of all of that, so that you're not in this position. You know what I mean? Yeah, because I think that, all of this is dysfunctional. your fault in this is that you just you had a child with this guy. That's your only fault here, and it does feel like that he's fixated on punishing you with your kid, and so that's a problem. And so let's make sure that we have some representation around that. Okay, good. All right. Okay, thank you so much for asking your question. I'm sending you love. Sarah says, I knew it. Okay, good, good. And so, yes, you just have to, sometimes you just need assistance. You need somebody to help you make, to help you make good decisions on your behalf. Yes. Okay. Ruiz. I'm sorry, Miss Sarah. I have a lisp. Can I blame it on that? Yes. Oh, hello. Thank you. Okay, 25 is Reishi? Maybe it's Reishi. Hi, Reishi. Reishi says, will Homer and I be in a committed relationship? The energy has been so heavy. Hit the heart button if you are in a relationship where the energy is heavy and overwhelming. She says, will Homer and I be in a committed relationship? The energy has been so heavy. Okay, I'm going to pull a card for you. Thank you so much for asking your question. Okay, let's see here. Okay. Four of Wands. So it's in asking some questions about this person. So some people ignore you when you have needs. And some people are in your life and they respond before you even ask. This person is someone who ignores, right? And so there are four of Wands. And so I think that for you, I think that there's opportunity here for you two to continue to communicate and continue to date. I would just be paying attention to a pattern. And the pattern is I am not showing up well. I'm giving you the least amount. I am ignoring your needs, and I'm not someone who's going to show up without you even asking. You have to be the asker. You have to be the person who, pursues. You have to be the guesser. The person feels like they hold all the cards when it comes to how this is going to make both of you feel in the end. When it comes to the other person, they're not being honest around if they would like your committed relationship or not. And they're not being honest around if they can do a committed relationship or not, if that's something that's in the way that they function as a person. And I think that when I'm looking at the situation, when I'm looking at the person, they show up as having a really hard time going to the next thing with you. And so it's in asking that person to have some conversations, but it's also in looking at, this is somebody where they're gonna, they are habitually somebody who ignores needs. And you need somebody in your life who can show up for you without you even asking. And this person does not have the ability to do that, or they don't want to have the ability to do that. Yes. Good. Good. All right. Thank you so much for asking your question. Okay, I'm going to get to the next person. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. And thank you so much for being here. I've never had a moderator before, and Lori's being so gracious to moderate. And so when she like, you're welcome, Rishi. When she when she when she deletes or like deletes like a fun somebody who's saying something silly, I can still see it, but it like deletes it from the to the comments. And this person one time 760 says asked me if I do fart videos. So I don't know what that is, but the answer so far is no. That's good. That's good. And so, good. The hope is that as we continue to do our Facebook Live each week, just like this was kind of the same situation in Facebook. This is YouTube, but in Facebook, at the beginning it was I know you're trying. It's perfect. Yeah. Sherry, I love talking to you today. She said, "What our videos?" Yeah, it was the same thing at the beginning with Facebook. You just kind of have to, you got to figure out the figure out the direction, and so, oh, good. Okay, I'm gonna get to 2 more people in the comments, and then I'm gonna pull a card for everybody here. And thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Okay. Oh. No. Okay. Okay, 25 is Nadia D. Hi, Nadia D. Nadia D says, I've been in IVF for 2 years with no success. It's mentally and physically exhausting now. I just want to know if I will be a mother soon. Great question. Hit the heart button. Let's send Nadia lots and lots of love. She's going through IVF. So IVF, for people who might not know what that is, that's when somebody has infertility. They go through the treatment so that they can have a baby, and where they take the embryos or the eggs out of your body. They and then make them embryos outside your body and then put it back in because we're having trouble making a child. And so IVF is a exhausting journey, and that is very hard, like you're saying, mentally and physically. And so I'm going to pull a card for you. She wants to know, she's been going through this for 2 years with no success. I just want to know if I'll be a mother soon. Okay, I'm going to pull a card for you. Thank you so much for asking your question. Okay, let's see here. Okay. All right. So, the sun. Great. So, let's stay on the journey. Let's stay on the journey. You do show up as having a child. And so, but I can see why you're frustrated. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of hormones. There's been a lot of disappointment. But it shows up as worth it. You show up as getting pregnant this year. You're the sun. You see all these babies on this horse? It's a lot of there's 2 little babies on this horse. You're not having 2 little babies at once, but you do have you do show up as getting pregnant. And so, it's a bit of a science experiment, right? Because your body has to accept that, and you have infertility, and so we're trying to figure this part out. It would make sense for you to quit because it's been 2 years and it's a lot. If you continue forward, you have a child. And so it does show up as you have an opportunity to get pregnant this year and have a baby here at the end of the year. It shows up as really healthy and worth it. You show up as being able to, when I'm looking at you, being a mom is a passion. I'd stick with it, but, we have to figure out how to make sure that we're taking care of ourselves. When it comes to the mental part, the physical part, you're going to figure out but the mental part has been, difficult. And so, just, this is the long game with this and when it comes to you. And so, I would be open to giving this another go because it does show up as working out. And it's worth it. It shows up as making you very happy. Yes, God. Well, I'm sending you lots of love. Keep me posted on how you're doing. Good. Okay, good. I'm going to get to one more person in the comments, and then I'm going to pull a card for everybody here. And thank you again so much for being here. And I'm here every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, so please feel free to subscribe and to get notified, all the stuff. And and thank you again for being here. And if you want a reading with me privately, you go to travelingintuitive.com to book a session. Okay, good. All right, let me get to the next person. Thank you, Heather. You amaze me. Let's see here. Oh, good. I'm so glad, Nadia. You're welcome. Okay. Okay. Okay, 25. 25 is Laura Gregory. Hi, Laura Gregory. Laura Gregory says, any relationship advice? It's been a tough good years. It's been a tough, couple. I'm guessing it's couple. It says could, but couple. It's been a rough couple of years. I'm struggling here. Okay. And so she wants relationship advice. Hit the heart button if you are, I don't even know if there is a heart button. I am not seeing hearts today. There's like a little malfunction in this YouTube live thing tonight that is throwing me off a little bit. So, but if there is a heart button, hit the heart button. If you're having a rough relationship, rough time inside your relationship. Thank you for asking that question. Okay, let me see here. Okay. Okay. Okay, Queen of Swords. So let's talk about the walking around on tippy toes part. I think that sometimes we're in relationships and we kind of groom each other to what to say and what not to say and how to not make the other person upset. And then, years go by and we figure out that we're just sitting around lying to each other, right? In this situation, that's what we got going on, a version of that. And so let's tell each other the truth. There's a feeling, first of all, for the person that you're in a relationship with, we need to give them the benefit of the doubt that they can handle how you feel and your truth. And I think that in order for this relationship to work, it requires both of you to be upset and mad. And that's okay if you're upset and mad. I think that you both are going to respect each other so much better if you can tell each other the truth. And so you start. You start. And I think that, and it's evaluating in all the little big ways that's you guys aren't doing that. Because when I'm looking at you, in a lot of ways, in a lot of moments, you're strangers, you know. And I think that these last couple of years, like you're saying, has worn you down. And I think that there is a lot of opportunity for you to feel much, much better around this relationship. And so it requires the hard thing of giving each other the credit of believing that you can tell the truth. I think that we like to appease, and we like to just be like, well, it doesn't matter anyway, and we like to find our way around it, and we don't want to hurt the other person, and then we don't want the other person to be hurtful in return because of what we say. And so you just want to make sure that you don't care about any of that stuff. You're okay with being upset and making the other person upset, because sometimes the truth makes people upset. And if this is a person that you want to be with long term, it's time for you two to tell each other truthy stuff, even if it's difficult to do. Yes. Okay, good. Good. Well, thank you so much for asking your question. And if we can do that, the relationship is salvaged, and there's opportunity for it to like have new life. If we don't, it feels like you two become strangers to each other more. And sometimes we're in a relationship with a stranger, and it's just like we just stay there. You won't, and so we just want to just go all in with this because it feels worth it. Yes. Good. Well, thank you so much for asking your question. Okay, and thank you everybody for asking your question. And I'm here. I'm here every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, doing psychic readings and mediumship. And so please, if you haven't already subscribed, please feel free to. And thank you, everybody. Laura says, thanks, 13 years with him this year. It is worth it. Good. All right, let's do it. Yes. Good. And thank you so much for being here. And thank you, Lori, for moderating. And I'm going to pull a card for everybody here. And also, thank you so much for everybody who sent gifts. And thank you, Nancy. I'm still figuring out how to see those, but I'm almost there. I see that they're there. I just can't see all the time who is sending them. So thank you so much. I appreciate you, and I'm going to figure it out. And so, of course. Good. Okay, I'm going to get started here, pulling a card for everybody here. And if you want to get a private reading with me, you go to travelingintuitive.com to book a session. I'd love to have a reading with you. Okay, and so let's see what our card today is. Okay. Two of Coins. So, Two of Coins. So, if you are easily offended, you are easily manipulated. So, the Two of Coins. If you are easily offended, you are easily manipulated. So, let's say somebody is in your life and they're trying to trigger you, right? And they're trying to do something and say something hurtful. Your job is to take a deep breath and remember, if you're offended by their thing, then they can manipulate you more. And so you want to work really, really hard at not allowing the person to or the people, the situation to trigger you. And so, because sometimes that can be really draining. Hit the heart button if you feel drained often. And so that feeling drained feelings often comes with feeling offended by something. And so this week, work on being able to take a deep breath when somebody is being hurtful towards you. The 100% chance 100% chance, almost 100% chance, they're hurting. And so they're projecting their hurt on you. And they want you to hurt too because they're hurting. Your job is to not add to the hurt and the feeding the hurt part. And your job is instead to be in a position where you don't allow it to affect you. And I know that's really very difficult sometimes. And I was talking to somebody the other day, and they were talking about how they're feeling when it comes to somebody in their life. And I think that what we forget to do sometimes, because it's hard to do, right, is to kill it with kindness. So let me give you an example. It's funner than you think. And so let's say somebody reaches out to me, and they're like, they say something nuts, right? Or they say something that is just not very nice. Or there's somebody in my life who says something that is not very nice, right? If I, in return, don't react, I don't validate it, I don't give them anything in return, so I'm not fighting them. I'm not like, oh, don't say that to me. Like, I don't do any of that. If I just say to the person, thank you so much for sharing what you think. I'm hoping you're having a wonderful day. Like, I just hope it's great. And then you move on. I know it sounds like that's an impossible thing to do sometimes, but when you do it, it's a superpower. It's a superpower because the person is usually being a jerk off because they want a reaction. So you're not giving them a reaction, right? And then, and so they're going to stop doing it. They're not getting the thing that they want. You're showing them that you're not bothered by it. You're too busy to care, and that you're too kind to let them know any more feelings that you might have. And so try it when somebody's being when somebody's being all the things, saying something that's like, that doesn't even talk about what they said. Just, what, I hear you, and I'm so glad you took the time to share that with me, and I hope your day is great. And then you just leave and go eat a sandwich. You know what I mean? And the person is stuck. And the thing is, the most brilliant part of that plan is then the person is stuck with what they said with no reaction. And then they're just stuck with what they said. And they get to hear their own words in their own head instead of remembering that interaction as you did this and there was nothing. They just said a whole bunch of mean shit. And then you were like, sure, all right. And so try it. It's a genius. I'm telling you, it's a move. It's a move. It's a much more effective move than reaction sometimes. And so we think that sometimes when we get offended or we react, and then we're more easily manipulated. And so working on that's your homework this week, is to try that out. And the person might like double back and be like, I don't think so, la 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 la. They're gonna try to get you, and your job is to be like, I hear you, I hear that. It seems like you're really upset, and so I'm just I'm hoping that your day gets better and better. How's that? And the person just kind of gets to sit with it instead of getting the thing that they're wanting, which is for you to feel the same way that they feel. Yes, which is usually they don't feel very good. Yes, good. Good. Well, good. Well, thank you so much for being here and hanging out. And I can't wait to see you next Wednesday here at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And thank you for subscribing and all the stuff. And thank you again, Lori, for moderating. And I got to see lots of like weird, interesting comments. There was a it was an interesting comment night, and so we'll get the algorithm right on that so that doesn't happen anymore. But I appreciate all of you, and you are everything you are looking for, and I can't wait to see you soon. Okay, all right, bye.